Hello, good evening. This is Sue. I promised I'd do short daily lives this week in recognition of National Eating Disorder Awareness Week, which starts today. And just to share a little bit, first of all, part of what I want to do is just educate and help break the stigmas. And I'll get into more detail and have some other things later this week. But just to start out, I want to say that eating disorders are a mental health struggle. They are the second most lethal of all mental health issues. They used to be number one until opioid addiction took over. And they are number two, not only because the damage that happens in the body from an eating disorder, no matter what end of the spectrum it's on, but also because of the suicide involved and that happens as a result of eating disorders. Right now, the current stat is that at least 28.8 million Americans, only Americans, will suffer from an eating disorder in their lifetime. They will they are not a respecter of age, race, gender, or anything else, economic status, or anything. Like I said, they have the second highest mortality rate. They What they're saying right now is that unfortunately, a person dies every 52 minutes from an eating disorder. Can you believe that? Once an hour, someone passes away from an eating disorder. That's 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 unacceptable, to put it mildly. We appreciate it so much. As I said earlier, President Biden signing the proclamation acknowledging this week. You can go to nationaleatingdisorders.org, the website, and you'll see a list of all kinds of buildings across the country who are lighting up green and blue, which are the needed colors. The Empire State Building, so many other national monuments, I guess if you want to use that for that word, are lighting up just to help acknowledge what's going on. What I want to share is that recovery is possible. That's one of the big things on my heart. The eating disorder I have that I'm in recovery from is called OSFED, which stands for Other Specified Feeding and Eating Disorder. That means that I don't meet the diagnostic criteria for any of the major or any other eating disorder, but I still have disordered eating. I still have a bad relationship with food. I'm going to get into that more as the week goes on, but I want you to know there are more eating disorders than just anorexia, bulimia, or binge eating. There are so many other ones. And again, I'll get into those as the week goes on, because again, I want to help break the stigma. I want to make it normal. I want to make talking about eating disorders normal, because there is a stigma. There is a shame to it. Eating disorders are not a diet gone bad. They are not about vanity. Eating disorders are about dealing with emotions from some kind of event that you haven't dealt with. Their emotions gone bad, and it's coming out through an eating disorder. An eating disorder is an addiction, just like alcoholism or drug addiction are addictions. An eating disorder is also a type of addiction. The only difference, the main difference, is that for any other addiction recovery, the key is to abstain from whatever that is you're addicted to. In eating disorders, the key to recovery is you have to embrace what you're afraid of. You have to embrace your relationship with food and come to peace with it. And for the longest time, I didn't understand that phrase. It kind of sounded weird to me, but I'm understanding it more. So I want you to hear just tonight, the first snippet of information is simply that eating disorders have everything to do with emotions. It's usually fixed to some kind of trauma, unresolved trauma. And it's not about vanity. It's not about a diet gone bad. It's about emotions that are coming out in unhealthy ways. And until you take that first step to start getting help to deal with those emotions and that situation, healing can't happen in its entirety. And I don't say that to be a downer, but I say that as a means of authenticity and to keep it real, because people can recover. It is possible to be fully recovered from an eating disorder. At the same time, you cannot do it alone. Ask any alcoholic how self-sponsorship does for them, and they'll tell you it doesn't do anything. It sends you right back where you were. So the hardest part of eating disorder recovery is that first step of simply saying, I need some help. So if you would like some information, leave a message. I'm not going to ask you to comment in the thread. If you'd like to, if you want to, that's fine. But send me a private message. I'd be happy to help get some resources to you. If depending on where you are, if you're looking for a counselor that even specializes in eating disorders, I would love to help connect you there, or at least do everything I can to get you in touch with some of the resources in your area, because it is possible to recover. The power of the story gives other people hope. Today, I had a wonderful opportunity to share my story, actually, with a local NBC channel, and that'll air here in a few weeks. And we were talking about eating disorders, and we were talking about recovery and what it looks like, and the life that I have found now that I'm in recovery. So I'm here to say there is hope. And if I can do anything to shine that light of hope for you, please let me know. I'll see you tomorrow.